And welcome to the Part-Time Nerd Podcast with me, your host, Alan. And joining me is Mr. Rapid playing the hits, Dave. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
I gotta tell you, I'm pretty jacked up. I'm pretty excited. So we just finished Chapter 6, the Book of Boba Fett. From the Desert Comes a Stranger. I see that title, and I fully expected it to be Cobb Vanth that they were going to be talking about, right? And then you get that reveal, and I just want to go ahead and make sure because I don't want to ruin this for anybody, even though it's in the title and everything. Spoilers ahead. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. I want you to experience this the way it was meant to be experienced. So if you haven't watched it, come back after you've watched it. If you have watched it, continue on because we had a great episode. I mean, how are you feeling?
It's a fun episode. I don't understand how it ties into the Book of Boba Fett. Now, the guy I think he's had as much screen time in this series as he had the whole saga, right? For now, I'm starting to put a couple things together as to why he only had 16 minutes of screen time in 9 movies, right?
Okay.
But the lore of this guy is remarkable, outstanding. Like, people love him for some reason. And when it comes down to it, he was a bounty hunter, right? Like, just kind of like a spare part bit type thing. And yeah, at least he's in this episode.
Yes.
Doesn't say anything, but he's there.
This is setting up a lot of things, and I think truly what this episode has shown me is that Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett are almost going to be intertwined. I fully expect after watching this episode, because we only got one episode left, so there's no way they tie a bow around this. There's no way that with as much as Mando is being involved in this, that you start Mandalorian season 3 and it has nothing about what's going on there on Tatooine with Boba Fett.
I mean, we have 2 episodes from The Mandalorian already in the first season of the Book of Boba Fett. I mean, these last 2 episodes are nothing but Mandalorian. Now, they sprinkle in the guest list they have in this one was pretty outstanding. But that's just what they do, right? When they, I don't know. Now, as you saw in Mandalorian, every episode he had to go somewhere to do something. It was the same episode over and over again, just different parts of the world, right? Or galaxy.
Okay. Yeah.
So I assume that when he shows up back at Boba, it's going to be one episode. It's going to hurt your feelings. You're going to be all pissed. But you had the Marshal. He's back. I had this called Playing the Hits episode, the great episode of Luke and Grogu. That's what I had this one titled as.
I mean, almost for a point there until it started to go a little bit out of the way. I was like, okay, we've got the first episode of Luke Skywalker Jedi Academy, there for a minute, because you find out
for sure.
Grogu is the first person his first Padawan.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you find that out that this is the first one. This is where it shows where he's building his going to be his new Jedi Academy and all that. But it's more than that. It kind of, as you watch the episode, you get more. But I mean, it starts off with Cobb, and I love that opening scene with him and the Pikes there. He's just like, looks like you guys got
more than he can chew. You know what I mean? He played it cool, and he was like real tough because he's the one. When you're holding the gun, you're a tough guy, right? You're the mouthy one. And you knew it was just going to come back and bite him in the ass. It really did. But yeah, you have, like I said, they're playing the hits. You have Marshall, you have Luke, you have Mando, you have R2, Ahsoka, and we'll talk about the big reveal later. But yeah, dude, I don't know. Hey, so when he's trying to get Grogu to remember stuff, right? And flashbacks to the Jedi Temple when it's being taken
Order 66. Yeah.
Order 66 being put out. Now, I saw the clones, but with the blue. Is that Rex's group? Could you tell who was who? Because they were white with the blue markings.
That leads me to believe it is his group, right? Because that's kind of what Rex's group had. But I didn't think Rex was there on planet when it happened. So
I googled it, and it said something about along the lines of like just a commander or commando group or whatever. So I was like, okay, well, it didn't say one way or another, and you didn't see the markings or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, so who knows really? But Mando's just there's that moment where Mando just wants to see Grogu, right? He's got his little gift, and it seriously is a kind of an emotional point of that episode where he's sitting there and
Yeah,
he's like, I can see him. He's right there. And Ahsoka's like, if you go over there, you're gonna just, he already has a strong attachment to you. You're just gonna pretty much negate all this training,
right.
and he's just gonna want to be with you.
Yep.
And so he decides he's like, give this to him, or whatever. And you find out later it's his little battle. It's his medieval times battle shirt.
Little chainmail armor there, little chainmail going on. All right. Uh,
Yeah. But yeah, and then he's like, all right, F it. And he lets him go. And I couldn't tell what was going on with Luke. I don't know who's playing Luke or if it's just CGI or whatever, but
it's CGI.
his face changed. Just get the other guy that looks like him to play it. Who cares at this point, man? You know what I mean?
I think they're working on that. Sebastian Stan,
Yeah.
it's gonna happen. I mean, there's so much back and forth them talking, but I mean, like, were you happier with the CGI they did with him this time versus? Because I know you had issues with the season finale of
My issue is what
the
he showed up. That was my issue. I
okay,
was like, of as all things and whatever, but now you understand and see why he's the one that showed up because he wants to train him, and whatever. But yeah, prayers for Grogu and hopefully, Skywalker doesn't try to kill him. But anyways, he started looking like Jamie Lannister the more he moved around. I was like, I know this face from somewhere. And he did. He looked just like the Jamie Lannister from Game of Thrones.
yeah, it's Mark Hamill's face. That's why you
Yeah.
know it.
No, no, no. But anyways, then cue the training montage. Gotta have one of those. I wish they had 80s music pumping in the background. Maybe take the soundtrack of Rocky
or
4.
or take the montage song from Team America.
Absolutely. And so then, obviously Mando returns back to Jabba's palace. That I tell you what, I'm really liking that new Naboo racer that he's got, that
It's
starfighter.
that starfighter's pretty nice looking.
It's a 56 Chevy
Chr
souped up to a
Chrome that you chrome that bad boy out. It's all chrome.
and I did make a note. I go, hey, look, it's Boba. Dot 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 in his own show. And then I put right back away from Boba.
Yeah, but I think because it's just building so much more, and like I said, I really feel like this is building towards season 3 and of the
Season 3. Oh,
Mandalorian
okay.
right?
Right.
Um, but it's just I love the whole Grogu's interaction with Luke, how you see he's still really kind of childish. He sees the frog hopping, he's trying to eat the frog, and Luke's kind of like Grogu, like, come on, bro, let's the frog go. But then Luke decides to say, hey, look at what you can do if you just pay attention, essentially, and lifts up like 30 frogs in the air, and you see Grogu's eyes just get all big, like,
I think Grogu knows what he can do. He took down one of those big old woolly mammoth rhinoceroses or whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? So he knows what he can do. He's what, 50?
50.
I know he's still a child. Obviously he's, hadn't even lived 10% of his life yet, his lifespan, but I
Right.
think he knows what he can do. But yeah, he don't care. He just wants a damn frog.
Just,
Tastes like
he just
cops they do.
he just wants to. My favorite part was like he's sitting there and he's doing the training, right, and they've got the little droid shooting at him, right, and he's jumping up, and first of all, I laughed my ass off when it shot him the first time. Like, I could just kind of picture Grogu going like, dude, what the seriously?
That damn thing shot me.
And then,
Because what
okay,
it was going to do, he said it's a training droid.
yeah,
What the hell does that mean? Is it going to come at me? Is it going to
he's,
fly around? I got to chase it. You give me no instructions. There's no
yeah,
instructions.
and he just gets shot, and he's like,
Yeah, he just
yeah,
gets
but
shot. What a
he gets a
jerk,
little
man.
him jumping all around and stuff, and then finally, he kind of gets to the point to where he's like kind of sick of it, and he just kind of takes it down, and it looks like good job, and then he's sitting there talking to Ahsoka, and he's like, man, I just don't really feel like his heart's in it, and then that's when Grogu's like, you know what, I'm gonna lay down and take myself a little nappy nap, like.
He did. He laid down and took a damn nap. It's like, nah, I'm done for now.
I've done enough for the day. I'm sick. You got me shot. I've been jumping all over the place. I need
Yeah,
a nap.
yeah.
Like, and
But you got that. So when what's his name takes off, the Mando takes off again. He lands over there in is it Espa or whatever, wherever the sheriff is, and you get this slapdick cop that comes
Freetown.
out. Oh, Freetown now. I'm sorry. I don't even know why I don't even know that. Couldn't get more basic than that.
Yeah.
What a give up name. And so they're like, You get this. I thought that was the kid from Three Ninjas. I thought it was the little one.
No, yeah, no, because the guy from Three Ninjas, he was one of the he was the badass Tuscan Sand Raider.
Yeah. So
He played him in that.
I thought that was him. I was like, oh, there you go, whatever. But so he's a pain, like annoying. He's gonna die very quickly and very shortly. But
I love how it was like, "Hey, if you're gonna park your ship, you gotta go park it over there." "Yeah, I'm looking for a Deputy Venice." "Did you not hear me?" "No, I heard you." Like,
where's the marshal at, dude? Go take a
yeah,
break.
yeah.
This guy. But yeah, so they have a little chat. He's like, hey, want the town people to come over and help out. We need some, people, right? We're short on staff over at Jabba's palace and whatnot. And as everything else gets glossed over, and then right back there, the man out. What is the name of this episode? The man from the desert.
Uh, Stranger from the desert comes a stranger.
Dude, I saw him a mile away. As soon as he was making his way up, you saw the big brimmed hat. You saw like the poncho kind of flapping in the wind. And I'm like, dude, I hit you up. Like, is that Cad Bane?
I didn't wanna say, like, you were texting me, like, asking me stuff, like, throughout the episode and saying things. I was like, I didn't wanna say anything. I was like, let me just I'm not gonna say anything that could or couldn't give anything away, give you any hints. I just wanted you to just experience it. But yeah, no, I saw it and I saw him walking up. I go, "Is that?" And then he got a little bit closer. I was like, "That's fucking Cad Bane." And
I
then
stood up. I was like, oh my God, that's
he
cool.
gets closer, like, I jumped up. I was like, "Ah!" Dude, I was so excited. Like, and I mean, he just comes across just as cool as he was in the series. He's not even looking up. He's like, "Look, bro, we just need you guys to step away. We'll pay you double whatever they're paying you. Just don't do anything." He was like, "I never did catch your name," and he just kind of just looks up at him like, "I don't need to say nothing. You know who I am," and you could tell he knows. Like, it's that look of, "I know who this is."
He's like, you should have held on to that armor. I was like,
Yeah,
well, I mean, he could have shot you in the belly. I mean, the armor didn't go all the way down to the front. Shoot him in the wiener. I don't care. Like, there's so many hit spots. There's so many spots to shoot around that armor that covers like 8% of his body.
yeah. And then the look that Cobb shot his little deputy, like when he comes out, he's like, "Marshall's not for sale," and he just kind of looks at him like, "You son of a—" It's that look you give your kid, like when you're somewhere and they just pop off and say something, you're just like, "I'm gonna slap the s out of
He
you
should have
later when we
shot
get
him.
home."
He should have shot him like Marshall and be like, how can I help you? You know what I mean? Shoot him in the foot or the leg or something like that, but just shoot
Yeah.
him to make a point. And I can put like a stupid deputy, and I go, now Marshall and deputy are dead.
No, he shot him in the shoulder.
It
So
did look like it went a little high and
yeah,
outside, so
yeah. I
hopefully,
think he's still good.
yeah, we didn't
Uh,
see him bury him, so I assume he's
you can't,
alive.
you can't kill him like that. I mean, yeah, you're being killed by Cad Bane. That's awesome, but
Mm.
you can't go out like that. Like the only reason why he got shot, I feel, is because he's too busy worried about the stupid deputy, who he's like he can see because he's can see it all, right? He's freaking and he can see the kid getting all antsy and getting ready to pull his gun. He's like, ah, and
And he's like, he
Cad,
won't see me.
yeah,
It's stupid, dude. Like some of these characters and how they write them in are absolutely just dumb. And the deputy is the one of the dumbest characters. There's no point. There is no point to have
well,
him
that's
there.
why you kill him off already, right? You
Yeah,
just get
thank God for that.
they needed someone to kill, and they're like, well, let's throw this guy out there. He's kind of mouthy.
Been on the job 5.5 minutes. Jesus.
Oh, but yeah, so you that's pretty much, and then it ends with Luke sitting there because he's asking Ahsoka. He's like, I don't know what to do with him, and she's like, you'll figure it out. And then she disappears. He's like, am I ever going to see you again? She's like, I don't know, man. Maybe we'll see. I'll be around. I don't know.
Can't do
And
it.
he's sitting there and he's like, look, I want to show you something, and shows him, hey, Mando was here. He brought this for you, and he's like, oh, that's cool. He's like, but wait, there's more. And pulls out Yoda's lightsaber. Like he pulls out that little lightsaber and it's got it, and you could tell like it's smaller, right? And he's got that, and he's showing her. I was like, "Ooh, that's fancy." And he lays it down. He's like, "You can only have one. Choose." Well, we know which one he's going to choose, right? He's going to choose he's going to choose the Mando. Like he's going to. But here's my thing. Like that's how he's because when Luke told to him, he goes, a short period of time for you is a lifetime for anybody else.
Mhm.
So that right there tells me they have big plans for Grogu. Um, and you're going to get something that takes place after this last trilogy
Oh,
with
sure.
an older Grogu possibly maybe like realizing, hey, he went the way of the Mando here. He survived, Kylo and the Knights of Ren at Luke's, academy and all that because he wasn't there because he was off with Mando doing that thing, and then now he has this coming back of, okay, let me come back to the Jedi, maybe something with Rey, because I know they talked about a spin-off series of Rey rebuilding the Jedi Order or something like that.
Just let
Uh,
that thing go. Just
just
let it go.
just enjoy Star Wars, okay? Just
I'm
stop.
trying. They're making it so difficult.
Oh, they're
Like,
not.
they should have just named this Mandalorian season 2 or season 3, episode 2. Hello.
But it's good. It's all going to be intertwined, and